Good evening. Welcome to Guna Matters one more time. And it's a show of note, a lot of passion, a lot of emotion, I would say. But yeah, welcome to Guna Matters. And also remember that your opinion, it matters. Whoever's a Guna out there, whoever's a football fan or football lover, you can have your say in the comment section. There's going to be a couple of pointers to be spoken of, and also I just want to say this one thing that I'm going to just put the clip on, and I'm going to give you guys later just to discuss that. Destiny lies in your hands. People who take control of their destiny, who believe that whether things go well or not, lies in their hands and the choices they make. So that is a couple of discussions of I incorporate that statement into the likes of where Arsenal is and what their destiny is for the season. Only two games left so far. I think there's so many things to discuss about that. And then we have who am I? Um, I don't know who will know this, but you don't have to answer now. We will get later in the show. Who am I? He's born in 29th of October in 73, and he came to Arsenal in 2000 from Marseille. So please don't say what he is yet, but you can wait for a bit later. That's just a quiz that I've put together.
Good
Nonetheless,
one, good one.
nonetheless, guys, let's start with
Sure.
Wolfie. How are you, brother? Welcome back.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Let's hear. Let's hear about what is your how was your last 2 weeks. Let's hear about how your last 2 weeks was.
uh, are you talking about personally or with
No,
football?
whichever, whether it's football, whether it's personally, anything,
No,
bro.
it was look. It's good. Look, I'm still. My contract came to an end a couple like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm hustling, looking for. I'm looking for another job, and yeah, I'm just keeping busy at home at the moment. uh, Picking the kids up from school, dropping them off, making some lovely meals for the wifey when she comes from home, But yeah, I'm good. I've been watching football, keeping up with Arsenal, and yeah,
It sounds
it's
like a
just
show, keeping up with Arsenal, keeping up with the
tomorrow.
Kardashians.
Unfortunately, tomorrow I'm going to a funeral. It's one of my very good Arsenal friends that passed away. His
Oh,
name is
shame, man.
Abraham.
Sorry.
Yeah, and he's from our local neighborhood. I grew up with the lad, and yeah, he passed away from illness. So I'll be paying my respects tomorrow to Guna Abba.
Oh, shame,
So
man. Sorry
yeah,
to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
yeah, he was a
Um,
good guy and also full of passion. So yeah, I was thinking of him yesterday, but his memory will live on.
yeah, let's have a minute for him in silence just to respect that he's gone. Just a minute of silence. Okay. Well, all the best for him and his family. Just pass it on from the Guna family, Wolfie.
We'll do, and thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's a pleasure. Anytime, man. Mr. Gary, how's it, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hello, everybody. Hello, is it Glenwyn, Warren, and Wolfie? Condolences to the family of your friend Wolfie.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I guess came on to we were talking about Arsenal at some point, but it's good to be on. It's been a while since I've been on the show, so happy to be on.
Yes,
We'll
we know.
talk about Arsenal, and then we'll cry afterwards, right? So
I hope not. Gary, if you don't mind, we'll give you a bit of like a few minutes later just to tell us about your show, The Trip, as you could see behind Gary. It's always nice to network with people around the world. And no other person. Now, this guy, I just want to say, last week I said on the show I was alone. I was a solo show for me, about half an hour. And I said, predict your score, the correct score, and stand a chance to get a spot on Guna Matters. Now, unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately for him, he's been on the show before, and now he's the only one that got the score right. I think on last week, Warren. So you didn't really win the spot. You have been here, so but well done for
Did
correcting
I
the
get the
score
score
line.
right?
2-1, yes.
Oh,
You
I,
yeah, on the show you predicted 2-1 on
I
my
can't
show
even
last
remember.
week
Oh, okay. I can't even
Well,
remember, to
Leeds
be
game.
for Leeds game. Yeah,
honest.
are you, brother?
Yeah, I mean, well, good, good. It's thanks for having me on the show. Always like to talk Arsenal football. Um, funny enough, we were actually at the pub yesterday, and Wolfie mentioned a friend of his had passed away, and one of the guys were actually talking about another supporter that um it's no longer with us, unfortunately. And he
Oh,
always
shame,
used
huh?
to be there on the North London derby, and we were just had like a 2 minute sort of kind of chat and remembering the guy, and um, it's just kind of makes you think of the Arsenal fans around the world is like a family, and
Yeah,
you win together, you're happy together, you lose together, you sad
true.
together. And the nice thing about it was that we could actually lean on each other last night, and there's some brotherhood there. I tell you what, it's definitely better than sort of sitting alone and your team goes through that, a bad moment.
Yeah,
It's much more easier to share the pain amongst other fellow gooners.
true,
Um,
true.
that so yeah, you kind of think of those guys a lot. Then it's never a nice thing when you lose another fellow Arsenal supporter. Because I always think I don't think. I mean, without going off topic completely, and the other clubs may be even more successful than us, or even have more supporters than us, but they don't have that brotherhood and camaraderie that we have.
Camaraderie.
They don't have that.
True, true. Well, I hope
100%.
that the family of that person is also will be comforted, and yeah, we include everybody that has passed, not just the Guna, everybody else that has left this earth. Hope their families will be also comforted. Yeah, subscribe to Guna Matters and also hit the like and give us a thumbs up. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. Who am I? We're gonna get to that again. Let's just get to the results and let's talk football. uh, what is your take on the actual game, Gary? Let's start with you. What is your take on the game of yesterday? Yeah, you can just go for it and share your thoughts and your views and what you think of.
Yeah. So first off, yeah, it was good to see Tomiyasu back in the lineup. Holding was going to have to help out with White not being around. Otherwise, everything else I think was we're used to that lineup now, right? This is in the past we always wondered who's going to be our starters. Now we pretty much know who it is. So
Yeah,
it was good to see that's still there. It's a big game for us. We wanted at the least we needed a point. All right. So anything we could do there would have been good. A loss would have been, not the end of the world, but definitely something that we didn't want to have to deal with. It would have been nice to close it out, and that's kind of how you feel going into that game. You come in there, you have a really good day, and you're done essentially for the season, right? Maybe that's too much pressure for this team. And some of the things that I said going into this game are when we get the opportunities, which we will, to score, we need to be clinical with them. I believe we had all the opportunities to even close out the game, even though we were down a man. Um,
yes, yes,
but we just weren't clinical in front of goal. And I think our attempts, our shots on target were somewhat comical in the sense that they didn't really pressure the goalkeeper at all. I mean, pretty much caught all of them. without any pressure. So we didn't put enough pressure. I don't think we came with the right energy in the game, and it showed, especially when we went down a goal, went down a man, and then went down a goal, and then came out of halftime. Everything about it just says, you know what, we just weren't ready, and we fell for it. We know how that team's going to play, and they did exactly everything that they usually do, and we seemed to be surprised by it. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, the team fell for it. I mean, you see it. That's Holdings out of the game because of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be surprised in a game like that Xhaka, pretty much went through the whole game unscathed. But I guess he had to get his yellow at the end. But we took the bait that they were handing out there and got punished for it. At some point, you would think that we would make a change, but we never did. Holding was not going to be able to guard Son. That just was a non-starter, and it should never have happened in the first place. But as a whole, the team just did not come to play. It was, everything that could have gone against us did. I think our lineup was incorrect. The players just didn't come out to play right. They let the game get too big for them.
Yeah.
The coaching just wasn't right. And of course, we're never going to get the calls. So nobody should be surprised that the calls didn't go our way on the road at that place. I mean, it's just not going to happen. So we didn't, we knew going in, we should have known going in how this thing could play out if we let it. And we let it go this way. And that's why we're sitting here down, losing a 3-0 game like that, which was disappointing. And now we've lost Holding. So our back line that was already depleted is depleted once again. And it's going to be interesting to see what we do going forward. But yeah, so that's as much. I think I unloaded everything I could in that little segment there. We'll probably get into details later. But that was my initial thoughts and some of my summations on the game.
No problem. Wolfie, you burning to say something, brother.
Look, as Gary mentioned, he touched bases on pretty much all the avenues, and it was basically hindsight is a pretty good thing after a game. We could have at least said we could have started this guy or that guy, but I mean, Arteta he never had a choice. If we look at it, we
Yes.
were down to our bare bones, and he had to play who played in the previous couple of games, who basically, so they were in the team based on merit, so they had to start. But for me, playing against a coach like Conte, and also thinking that they drew 2 games against Liverpool, I think they beat Man City twice too. But nevertheless, it was a London derby. But I would have just expected Arteta just to change things up a bit, and maybe go with a little bit of a different tactic. Also, as Gary touched on it, it was our game to lose. So it was more, the pressure was more on them because they needed the 3 points, and I just believe that we basically handed them the 3 points with the way we played firstly, and also with the tactics of the coach. Because if we sat back a little bit, maybe played 5 at the back, we had to at least try and make them work, and eventually we might have just got away with something if we played a different style or a different approach to the game. If we said, I mean, he's trying to play the same system but with different players. So it's like the simple example of Holding. I mean, we're trying to play a high line with a player, with a Buffalo that's facing a Puma. You can't. It's no ways. It's no ways that if you're going to give the Puma space, he's going to outrun you. And what the Buffalo want to do, he wants to stop him. He wants to stop him by getting in his face. So You got to blame the coach for a tactic by using Holding in that way. Yes, I am 100% with the player for what he did. I mean, there's no excuses for what Holding did, getting himself that red card. I mean, it is ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
after the first attempt, second attempt, surely,
Third time you get
surely
booked. Yeah.
a captain or your centre back has to come over and communicate with you. He needs to come over and sort something out. You need to do a tactical approach if you don't have players. Shift him to left back. Bring Tembeyasu in to handle that pressure because you you have your centre back, he's struggling with one player. You need to do something about it. If he's sitting on that touchline, if I'm the coach and I see this guy's about to be sent off and he can't handle this guy's got him practically on toast. You got to make a change. You got to make a change. And that's, I blame the player and partially the manager because the whole world could see that Holding was in trouble. I mean,
Hold on, no, but now,
for
now, just to go to question you on that point that you're saying that Holding, I mean, the manager should change it, but now who you do change him for on the
look,
bench?
look, we all watch the game, right? So we all watching the game now. After the first incident was the two fouls on Song, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So the third foul came about on the same player. That's a yellow card. All day long is
yeah,
a yellow card.
yeah.
Firstly, your captain needs to approach you. Your captain is. We all play football. Your captain needs to come and approach you and tell you, Mister, please, you cannot do that. Get off the guy. Give the guy room. Your centre back should come over and say, you swap to the left. I will cover the right. Let me deal with Song.
Mm.
Your manager is not. Your manager is about 5 meters off from the incidents where it's happening. It's happening all on the right hand side where Arteta is. He's watching the whole thing. He's got his tactical staff behind him. Surely one of them had to say, alarm bells, this guy's in trouble.
Bullet, yeah,
We need to do something. We need to do something from a tactical approach. Let's bring Tambayasu in. Let's take off Holding. Let's bring Tavares in. You've got to do these kind of things. This is
mm.
$1 million game. But like I say, I'm not just I'm blaming partially the coach, but it is 100% the player to blame.
The player,
I mean,
yeah,
the things that he done to get him those yellow cards is unacceptable for a professional
yeah,
footballer. It is unacceptable. You can't be doing those kind of things, and
yeah,
you cost us now about £100 million. If we do not make it, it's about £100 million through a guy that can't think. But going
yeah,
into the London derby with so many French players that's starting,
yeah.
it was gonna be a problem. My hopes was not high because I knew we had too many French players starting. We had Cedric, we had Holding, had Al Nene. It was too many key areas on the pitch that we really that it was it for me personally. I couldn't see us getting a victory there with what we had available, and to give those kind of goals away.
Yeah.
To give those kind of goals away. I mean, really, simple defending, man. I mean, in Ketia, who tells a striker to go mark the deadliest guy on the pitch?
Yeah, but that
What
time
kind of?
we had only 10 men on the pitch, so surely everybody
Surely
has
you
to be
gotta get
there.
El Nene. I mean, you're gonna allow that
Sure,
guy,
no,
the
you got to
deadliest
put,
guy, to roam around. No, you go have it. It's his turn
yeah,
now. Certainly, Shaka, you got El Nene. These guys need to overlap. That's what I said. It's all tactical things. Why didn't we
mm.
bring on another centre back? Why didn't we bring on another defender? Why was White on the bench? What was he doing there? Surely he passed the fitness test, meaning that he should have came on with
I
it
also
with it
think
with it with a score at 1-0. You had to bring him on after we lost
the
Holding.
red card, yeah, but also think that's also part of the tactical. And I mean, it is purely simple to see that White. Yes, he has been with a hamstring, and hamstring, as you know, you obviously have to rest it. and passing a test and also losing your defender or one of your defenders. Um, just imagine White came in and he got injured, then we've got nobody at all. So I think the manager did
But
pretty well, Warren, to do those
yeah,
changes
I
and
understand.
to
Yeah, in
keep to
hindsight,
keep
it's a
to
good
keep him off.
thing, especially with the two games remaining. It
Yeah,
was
and
a good
also
thing.
now
But
we've lost what's his face, Gabriel, also to a hamstring.
well, there we go.
So I think with that in mind, I think it wasn't that bad of a choice to keep White on the bench. Otherwise, we've lost all three centre backs. What on your take on the game after the passion that Wolfie just showed?
Yeah. So Gary made some good points around the tactical stuff in the lineups and maybe some things that you know could have been done better, and I'll touch on that later. Wolfie touched on a very good point as well, the lack of discipline. And I'll go
Yeah,
one step further. So my wife went with me to the pub last night to watch the game, and I told her because I'm gonna need a witness just in case someone says no, but you're only saying this after the game. So I do have a witness. I told her that my biggest fear is not even who they have in their form or whatever the tactics and the lineup. That's small potatoes for me compared to my biggest fear, and my biggest fear became a reality. Our ability to shoot ourselves in the foot, our lack of ill discipline, and especially ill discipline from the senior players. Now, I'm going to take you back. You mentioned earlier the Leeds United game, right? Now, generally, if I had to point out some people who won the game, no one mentioned it. Not one person, not in
yeah,
any format, panelist, ex player, chat show, WhatsApp, not one person picked this up. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. And this made me a bit scared as well. Against Leeds United, Gabriel, our centre back, it's been sent off before already, right? In the first, I think, before 10 minutes, he absolutely flew in through. I don't know who the Leeds United striker was. I can't remember. And we were 1-0 up, I think, at that time. And we were absolutely murdering Leeds. Total
yeah.
domination. This guy, Gabriel, our centre back, went absolute flying. And I just hung my head in because I thought, oh my goodness me. Don't tell me this because I saw the ref doing this. Obviously, it's a card. He's going to get a card. I'm thinking, just please, not the red card. Not the red. Please, Lord, not red. Luckily, it was yellow. But even then, it was bad enough because I'm thinking, but that means our centre back will have to play 80 minutes now, and he's got a yellow card in his name. Thankfully for
Mm.
us, we got the second goal, and they got the man sent
Sorry,
off.
sorry. Somebody's mic is making it. Is it your mic that makes a? Is it your mic touching your skin? Maybe no.
No, well,
No,
sorry,
that's
what?
fine. No,
Oh,
that's better now. That's better.
oh,
That's
okay.
better.
So can you guys hear
Sorry
me?
for. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. But and that was a prelude to what was going to happen last night, and that was my biggest fear. Um, and it came true again. If I look at all three of those goals, Spurs did absolutely nothing to earn that goals. We gave the
Yeah,
goals
no,
to them
they
on a
didn't.
platter. Our biggest problem again was senior players committing suicide, ill discipline. Wolfie made a very good point as well. I totally agree with him. And this is where our lack of experience, not having a proper captain, and the manager being having no experience as well. At that point, right? Even when the topping up is happening, and the ref, you could see the ref showing him, listen here, that is two. The next time is going to be three, and you're going to get a yellow card. So there, your captain or your manager should have told this guy, listen, here, okay, you need to back off now. So all Holding needs to do is he needs to back off and not stand on Son's toes because all he needs to do now, Son, is to turn with the ball. It's going to take a half a second of being late, and there's going to be another yellow card, and then there's a red card.
Yeah,
Look at it's totally stupid. But again, that costed us the entire game. Um, I also, in terms of what Gary mentioned earlier, the tactics. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but Son, the best player with the ball, and our the attacking threat. Who's our best defender? I think in terms of one-on-ones and stuff, I would put my money on Tommy Yasu. So
Yes,
why wouldn't you put Tommy Yasu to mark
on
him?
that side. Yeah,
That was a fail, and I think look, Arteta's shown his hand that he's still learning. Right? He's made mistake. He made bad mistakes against Brighton and Southampton and Palace. But the good
yeah,
thing, just to balance it out, he showed he learned from it. I think he panicked there. He definitely panicked because he was making weird decisions. And I think yesterday was another learning curve because one, he didn't spot the danger. Two, he didn't put in terms of preparing for Sun. Right? He didn't prepare for that properly. I mean, our holding is probably the last defender. For if you look at our squad, all our defenders, holding would be the very last one that I'd go to and say, okay, you know what, you're gonna mock Sun tomorrow. You would be the
yeah,
last guy I would ask. So that did not make any sense, and I'm praying that obviously Arteta's going to be around for a while. I'm praying that Arteta can learn from that. But generally, just the way I feel like you guys, Spurs. It's not just the fact that we lost, and it's a big one, but it's the way we lost. We totally just handed the game to Spurs. Spurs did absolutely nothing to score 3 goals. We totally handed the third goal. What is that about? I mean, 5, 10 seconds into the second half. There's no reason to capitulate like that. I mean, we still got to keep our heads up, but here is where the lack of experience and leadership is killing us. I'll stop there. We'll talk to some of the other things later.
Can I say something? Can I add something
yes.
to
Go
that?
for it,
Yeah.
Gary. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I heard this and then I thought about it a little bit as well. This game went basically the same way our last season. The game that we lost to, that team. Same scenarios. If you recall, we had injuries. Same thing. Um, Partey was a bit injured coming into that match. Also, you had Bellerin, a right back, bombing up the pitch, right on the
Yeah,
same side as Son. Not necessarily out of position, but I guess the game plan was for him to push up the field, leaving center backs to go against Son. Do you remember what happened? In that game, he's able to get by and puts one in the far corner against. I think it's at that point. I think it might have been Leno or
Leno.
whoever.
Yeah,
But that is, I know, we talk about Arteta being a young manager and learning, but that style, that approach there did not work last year, and guess what? It didn't work this year at all either. Most teams do not leave their center backs alone on an island against Son. And unless you have a really good player on that side, like Tomiyasu,
yeah,
you probably don't do that, right? Tomiyasu, is able to defend him if he's healthy, and either he's not healthy or Arteta thought he was doing a good thing. But if you think about it, that lineup, you've got Holding and Cedric on the same side of the pitch. If you're
mm,
going to
Dangerous.
attack,
that's the weak side.
are you gonna, yeah, you're gonna, and not only that, but one of the best attackers in
In
Premier
the
League is on that
EPL.
side, right? So not only do you have that, but then you've got uh, Harry Kane in the middle there. So you're basically just kind of serving yourself up for failure there. And so this part of it is a learning curve, and part of it is players knowing their role. I mean, Holding should know better based on what he should know about Son, but also the tactics didn't help the team. Um,
Yeah,
we can't play like that, and that's why some teams will play three at the back just because they know. I mean, those three players at the top are dangerous if you give them a lot of space, and we did that time and time again. I mean, our passing was bad, but in reality, not Cedric, but Holding against Son is a loss. It's a fail,
yeah,
all right? You're losing that one every time.
Yeah.
So yes, Arteta's learning, but he keeps going back to the same thing and failing again, right? Now, another thing to remember is that guess what? Once again, we have this left back situation that's causing us problems. Tomiyasu playing left back is it seems no different than putting Xhaka at left back. You're putting him out of his comfort zone and then expecting them to play well. When Cedric is the
Yeah.
one player that can play both sides of the pitch.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, right? Tomiyasu is stronger on that side. Son is on that side. It seems
It's
too
no
easy
brainer.
to
It's a
it,
no brainer.
yeah, it seems too easy not to
Yeah.
Yeah.
go down that road. So it's I think he overthought it, and he got and the team paid for it. And they weren't able to have an answer for it. But I mean, I
Yeah.
think these things are easy things to do because going in where your strengths are, and time again he'll put players out of position, and time again it never works, and it just punishes the side of the pitch that you're looking to strengthen
I just,
sometimes. So yeah,
I just want to say something based on what we are saying now. Now we got to look now. After this game, we got 2 games. The season is over, right? We got Arteta's basically got a scenario on his hands here. He's got this. He's got a guy called William Saliba, who's shown and is improved for the last 3 seasons in France. He's been nominated for Young Player of the Year, and he's
Yeah.
also had. If anybody's watched the guy, he had standout performances against speedsters like Mbappe. So now my mind is always thinking, if the guy can have a good game against a player like Mbappe, why can't the guy have a good game against a player like Son?
Yeah.
So my question now is Arteta going to give the guy a chance? Because he seems to be giving guys like Cedric and Holding that keeps on failing every season. He keeps on giving these guys chances, so there's an option. Where complacency comes in with, as Warren just said now, Gabriel is basically playing every game. If he has a couple of bad games, who's going to replace him? Are we going to
Mm.
replace him with Holding now, or what? If look what happened with White, where like you just explained now. If we brought White on, then we wouldn't have had any centre backs, and he got to get
Mm.
injured. So now we have a choice, and the guy is ready. He's ready to come in. He's ready for first team action.
Is
So
he available to? Sorry, Ufi, is he? I'm not sure what his the agreement is with
the
Saliba and the. Are
it's
we allowed
it's
to bring him back?
between
I
yes.
think
When
his
the contract
contract
is
states a full. The contract
his
states a
season.
full
It's a
season.
season loan. It's a
Full
season
season.
loan. So he needs to come back. He needs clarity. Is he going to be playing? Is he going to be part? Arteta has a decision to make. Is he going to be part of of the future plans, which is next season? Is he
Yeah.
going to be playing? Is he going to be used? Now, if you look at what's happening at the moment, surely the guy needs to come in. We need reinforcements in that position.
Yeah.
We can't count
So
on Gabriel and White throughout the whole season. I mean, we see what happened now.
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So
Okay. So
it's a huge decision for Arteta to make. If he decides he don't need the boy, are we going to be stuck with holding for another season? It doesn't make sense.
doesn't. Yeah. So that is why this thing was so profound for me. Sorry, let me just get that background away. The North Fist, the two Asian guys, and I think that says it all. I mean, Gary, you touched on it, and I mean, you would have been the best player to tackle on Son, because he's our strongest defender on our books at this point.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think
so
I mean, just like you can hear what everyone is saying. Arteta is just and Pep Guardiola is also guilty of this. He overthinks it too much. The thing is,
yeah.
we unfortunately don't have the squad to cover
Yeah.
our shortcomings like Pep can. He's,
So yeah, let's park at the game there. Just a couple of things of what happened last night, the drama, and I don't like doing this. What I'm gonna say now is that Paul Tierney, the referee, and Mike Dean were our duty. That's not a good. I mean, I said it on
Combination.
Monday night on the show. That's not a good combination, especially the history with both those guys and Arsenal, and it's not a good combination. And I don't want to say it is the officiating but there's something that you can also say about it. I'm not gonna really open it up. It's just thought that I said there's that was it sorry was it bias from the officials not to show Son a yellow card for the elbow on holding? That is something that you guys can answer. Do you think that do you think that Son should have gotten a card for that?
You know what?
Look,
Who's that? You can go.
no,
You can
no,
go.
go for it, go for it, go for it,
Okay,
go for it.
yeah. I kind of felt like the only way that was going to happen is if Holding sold it. I mean, in the tussle, they're both grabbing each other. Son could have done that incidentally. More likely, he did it on purpose because he was getting
That is
manhandled by
shown as
Holding.
purpose. Yeah,
All right, so
yeah,
it's hard to tell. You know, I mean, we all suspect he did it on purpose, but it wasn't as if Holding wasn't trying to grabbing him and bringing him down more
true.
than the other way around. Typically it's Son, just falling over because he gets touched. But in that case, Holding is in a disadvantage, and that's why he has to bring him down, and that's why it ends up happening there. Um, if Holding sold it, basically he put his hands to his face, I think they would have looked at it and they would have saw the elbow. But it didn't
Yeah,
happen that way. I mean, that's the only way you're going to be like the way that Holding was playing against him. The only way that would work is if he grabbed his face as soon as he felt an elbow coming towards his face,
That's
because that
that's
was
if
that's the style of play
Yeah, I think
that
they
they,
call
that
it
you
there's
yeah,
a term they use that footballers
yeah,
use. It's called
yeah,
the dark arts, and
yeah.
unfortunately, we're not good at it.
But
But
and
yeah, Holding did it,
exercise
but
us,
that's the thing.
yeah,
Holding did it 50%. The
yeah.
only way,
But
yeah,
because
to
of
add,
the way that he was
yeah,
fouling
to
and
add on
putting.
to the dark arts is not just that, but I think Holding was just stupid. There's no other way to put it because he
I
didn't
think
actually have to do
Son
it
was
at
better
all.
in doing that than Holding. Yeah,
No, but on further to that, besides not being good at the dark arts, which we're not, added to that is that unlike with Son or whatever, Holding didn't even need to be there in the first place to begin with.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's just stupid on top of being not knowing how to work the dark arts. The same with the penalty or so. But he'll get to
yeah.
that again later.
Yeah, the penalty is the same situation as you said. If Holding had kept his face, if Suarez just looked at the ball and nudged him, I mean that's a different story. But he went for a guy. You know what I mean? That's the same thing. But yeah, sorry, Wolfie, you wanted to say?
no, I just said if Holding had a bit of Italian blood in him, he would have maybe got the guy sent over or something. But
People
yeah, look,
referring to his hair.
it's but in general, it was look. We fully deserve to lose that game. Firstly, secondly, it was poor officiating from the. I mean, the referee was poor. To give a penalty it's a soft penalty.
Soft
I mean,
penalty.
really, it's a soft penalty, and to give a penalty like that in such a huge game, I mean, really now, and also, you know, is a lot of decisions that was poor, and in general, the refereeing against Arsenal, I don't know, it's bad.
Generally,
It
but
is it is generally, it seems like these refs is against us. I don't like to look at referees, but especially in the big games, decisions don't tend to go away. Very very seldom we will see a decision falling to Arsenal where a lot of things go against us. So in yesterday's game, I mean, the penalty for me was soft. If that penalty wasn't given, uh, it might have been, there might have been a different outcome. We do not know, but the refereeing was poor. It was poor, and to have that guy
yeah.
at the VAR, what's his name, Mike Dean. I mean, really now that guy should have retired long time ago. He should never be sitting here. He
Only
should
two
have
more
never
games,
ever
Wolfie.
been
Only two.
refereeing.
Only two more goals.
Yes, but it's poor, man. Yes, the guy should never. He should retire before York came on the scene, man. The guy's
Yeah,
useless.
Yeah,
yeah. I think I mean, yeah, I think the frustration is really just the inconsistency, not just for Arsenal but for everyone.
it's in
I
general.
mean,
Yeah,
we I don't do. This is always unpopular uh, discussions but like if you remember the United game, I mean, we
yeah.
got all the 50-50s in that game. I think the
The
penalty we got
the,
was
the home game
probably
for United. Yeah,
the home game.
Mm.
The penalty we got, people, for you see, people don't remember further than 5 minutes. We got a softer penalty given for us compared
Yeah,
to last night. Way softer.
Mhm.
Last night was
yeah,
soft. That was way softer.
yeah.
Wasn't it Mike Dean that was officiating that
Mike
day?
Dean Hookah, yeah.
He was. There you
Mhm.
go.
Mike
No,
Dean.
Yeah, but he had to make up. He had to
I'm not
make up
making
all the crap.
excuses. I'm not
Yeah, he had
making
to make up for
excuses,
all the
but
crap that he put on
anyone
sensitive.
else also notice when Granit Xhaka keeps a cool head, he doesn't go into the book. Anyone else notice that?
Well,
Talking
Yeah,
about
no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no,
VAR,
no, 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 no. He
eh?
got lucky. He got lucky.
No,
If
no,
you
no,
recall, if you recall in
no.
the first half,
Think about all
Dusan.
the other games, not just last night.
No, no, no. But think about it.
Anyone ever
Dusan.
notice that?
No, no.
When he
But think
does
about.
go a bit psycho, then he gets his red cards. I
No,
mean, people's very quick to say the VAR and the linesman, but we are biggest culprits. I see that at the beginning of the show.
yeah.
We're just
No,
stupid.
we
I
got
mean, Granit
lucky.
Xhaka goes in, he goes and break the guy's leg. What else must the guy do besides seeing him move? But just look at it. What I'm trying to say is look at the difference when he acts with a bit of common sense. He just do your job. Don't worry about getting da-da-da. Keep your cool, be professional,
That's
and do
true.
your job, and then you won't be sent off. That's exactly what's happened in the last how many games now?
couple of
He's
games.
just kept his cool. He's kept his head down. It's not a conspiracy against us. The guy's just not stupid.
Warren,
Look
I
at no,
want to.
but he can be stupid, and when he is stupid, then he gets punished. I don't
Warren,
buy this whole. Sorry, I'm going off topic, but I don't buy the complete because it's too easy to sort of a too easy get out of jail card to play to say Granit Xhaka conspiracy. All the world is against
Yeah,
us. I
but
think it's too easy.
you know when but there's a lot
Can I
of
say
things
something real
that
quick?
shock.
Let's
Yeah,
hang,
Can I
sorry.
say
let's hang
something
on,
real
hang
quick
on.
on that one?
Yeah,
Granit Xhaka is lucky not to have gotten a yellow earlier in that game. He got nutmegged by Dusan on the goal line
and he
and
And
kept
grabbed
kept
him
him.
him
back.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
grabbed him,
yeah,
and nothing was called. And that's the
yeah.
inconsistency we talk about. And then
Yeah,
because he didn't get the yellow there, guess what? He's still
you got a
in his
yellow
head,
early
right? And ends
later.
up getting a yellow at the end of the game. But
Yeah,
he got lucky in that one, and it's not it's more because of the inconsistency with the way that the officials work the game. They're just poor. I mean, the
yeah,
way that he grabbed a player who could have been on goal with one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and nothing happened.
yeah,
It was pretty clear as days
And then it
that
was 2-0. It was 2-0 at that point.
yeah. So he got lucky there, and that partly, he's a senior player. He should know what his strengths are and know what's going to happen, and he doesn't do that. Like we always go and compare. We look at older players, and we look at like a Milner at Liverpool.
mm,
He's not. He's able to. He's watched enough football and played enough football that he knows his strengths, and he's not going to put himself in situations that are
yeah,
going to punish the team. And Jacques is supposed to be that guy for our team,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
doesn't. He's not doing that, and he's not a mentor to the players. Nobody's looking at
yeah,
him going, "All right, I can mimic some of my game against
yeah,
what he does," because
In fact,
it doesn't help.
he is the most experienced player in the team. I mean, if you look at
yeah,
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
playing football.
So yeah, no, I think he got lucky in the game, but the game the way the officiating was going on, I think that was
That is
it
poor.
was
Yeah,
just it made it
It
Yeah.
not
was.
we were lucky not to have gotten a
So
card
there
there, but
isn't, yeah. So there isn't a conspiracy against Arsenal. Just to clear it up, it's just
no, there
stupidity.
is not. It's just the poor
Yeah,
refereeing and
yeah,
officiating.
It's
yeah. So
it's
I just
not
want
good
to
referees in
dispel
England.
that, dispel that myth that every time Arsenal lose, it's the refs' fault.
It's
I want
yeah,
to
no,
kill
it's
that
not.
noise. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool. Let's park the game of last night there. Now, here's a phrase. Who do you think said this? It might sound ridiculous. I was only 8 when they let me go, but every time we played them, I thought, all right, we'll see who's right and who's wrong. Looking back at on it now, being released by Arsenal was probably the best thing that ever happened to me because it gave me a drive that wasn't there before.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Who
take a
said that?
guess here. I'm gonna take a
Yeah,
guess. This is a total guess. I mean, I'm probably
no
wrong, but I'm
problem.
gonna go with Harry Kane.
All right,
That's
Gary.
100%. That's 100% correct.
Okay, Wolfie, you said that. You said Harry
100%
Kane. Both.
correct.
What do you
Ooh,
say, Gary?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to guess because no, I'm not
That
gonna.
is
Yeah,
a
it
guess.
is.
Is
It
it?
is
Okay,
Harry
okay,
Kane.
Straka.
Why let the guy go? We let the guy go. The guy was a bit overweight. That's why they let the guy go. I don't know.
I think it's more deeper than that. So he was also crowned. He was also crowned the North London King last night. I mean, he scored 13 goals, 14 goals, right? It was 13, 14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
against Arsenal now in his career. That's a massive.
Yeah,
It's a
but almost
massive stat.
half of them are penalty kicks, so it's not. It's
It's a goal,
it's no, but but we know how those goals came about. It's not something.
obviously.
In most cases, it wasn't him that drew the PK. I mean, I know Son has done it a couple times already. It's in the
Yeah,
last 2 years he's drawn two. So it's not necessarily that it's him. It's on him. It's it's
it's
Son in
but
some
what
cases.
correct.
Yeah.
Look,
So yeah, sorry, you wanna say?
yeah, look, he takes nothing away from the lad. He is a brilliant striker, you know.
Yeah, it's good.
He is the best in the Premier League at the moment. I mean, scoring goals. He's a goal
Yeah,
scorer. That's basically what strikers do nowadays. I mean, what do you want? He's a goal scorer. But unfortunately, is the guy going to win any trophies? That's my question. Will the guy ever win
yeah.
any trophies?
Go
Maybe a
watch the
golden boot here
interview.
or there.
Go watch the interview of Henri and him. Then you will hear what he says.
Yeah, the guy's going to have a boot full of dust. No good. There's no trophies, man.
Yeah, color. All right. Again, who am I? Just not yet. We can give you at the end of the show. Give him a chance to say who am I. I said he's born in 73. He came from Marseille in 2000. And he was also player of the tournament for the 2001 FIFA Confederations Cup. That is as far as the clues go. Top four. Do you think we're gonna edge it?
Hey, ay, 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 ay. You know what? You know what was the other? Okay, so we lost the game. Okay, okay, fine. But one step further, that's an immediate concern for the next game. And you guys mentioned it earlier. It's the injuries, so it's adding insult to injury there. Our injuries, and it's all in the. We just got this bad
Defense.
luck of we don't have like injuries all over the field, like a striker, a
Defense.
winger.
Only
It'll be all
defense.
in one area. It'll be either all the midfielders or all the strikers, and in this case, all the defenders. So we could potentially have Tavares, Cedric, and then as our two fullbacks, and
Tomiyasu.
then Tommy playing centre back next to a half
Xhaka.
injured Ben White. You know what I mean? Look, Tommy did play centre back, but not in England yet. But listen, I don't do a couple of weeks ago, and again, there's a witness at the pub, and I had to say it softly because I was getting arrows thrown at me. And when the guys were looking at the upcoming fixtures, they were looking at Chelsea and
Man
Man United
United.
and West Ham, and
Leeds.
obviously, understandably, they were saying, "No, these are the big ones," and da da da. And then we beat Chelsea, I think. But when I looked at the fixtures, that and I mean the when Sky Sports announced the change on the dates, when they pick what game is on what day,
Yeah.
they moved our game to the Monday night. And I circled that fixture, the Newcastle game, the Monday night, not knowing what was going to happen in the previous games against Spurs or whatever. I just penciled that and I thought, you know what? I just get a bad feeling with this. Last home game for Newcastle. They're not the greatest team on the planet, but they've got they're playing with new belief, new manager. They're playing way
Yeah.
better football. Last home game, St. James's Park under the floodlights, a Monday night game. You all know what happened the last time we played on a Monday night, eh? Vieira Palace. And with that kind of defense now, it would have been maybe a different story if we had our kind of full strength defense. We can go there and score. I don't doubt that, but I worry about our defense now. That is my immediate concern. Our defense is not what it should be. So I'll leave it at that point and I'll hand it over to the other guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a tweet. I don't know how valid it is, but it basically said that Arsenal is canceling a friendly with the youth team because they are supposedly concerned about the defensive support that they're going to need. Gabriel and White, it sounds, are
Sure.
suspect to be available for the for the Monday night game, which might not be. We might not be. Well, I don't think any of us will be surprised by that based on where we sit right now. So yeah, we might. I mean, the funny thing about that story is we don't play the youth as it is. So he's
Yeah.
for me
That's
it doesn't. it wouldn't matter, whether or not they're going to show up or not. I think if White is healthy enough, maybe you play him for a half, and then you see how you're doing at that point. Because this game is so much more important than the next one
Yeah,
to me. If we don't win this one, then the next one against an Everton team, which is which may already be done and not
too late.
worried about relegation. We can't get behind that team. We need to stay where we are in fourth place. So I think we needed to have won the last game on yesterday and this one as well, and not worry about Everton. I think we need the points before we need to worry about how the season
Everton.
ends.
Yeah,
So uh, I don't know how we're going to do that, but yeah. So I think the defense is going to be a problem for us. And you know what? If that means, I don't know if this would make sense, but if you can bring Saka and push him on the back line if you really need to, or play a back five or something like that, just to at least have some
contain
control.
them.
You
Yeah,
know, I'd rather put Saka back there and try and put some of our youth in there, or put a player that's out of position that we know is going to be a problem. Saka anywhere he plays for me is okay
he
on that
performs.
back
Yeah,
line, right? He's always brings a yeah, he has a good performance wherever you put him on the pitch. So that might be for me a good option, but I don't know how he would line that up. So yeah, so I think the defense is going to be a concern, but I also don't mind a 4-3 game that we win. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or I think for me, if we don't score, it doesn't really matter, and we didn't score in the last match, and we should
But
have scored at
if
least once.
you look at this, I mean, we've got two games apiece, both Tottenham and ourselves. So Tottenham is playing Burnley on this weekend. Burnley has to fight for relegation, and I'm not saying this for Burnley or whoever to do us a favor. We need to concentrate on our games. But if you look at it like this, we have to win both games. We can't just win one of them. So we have to start Monday. We will have to win that game in order to keep the 4 points or the point clear from Spurs. Spurs wins Burnley. They're above us with 2 points, and we failed to beat Newcastle, then we're in more trouble. So then Spurs goes on to Norwich, and they will put Norwich out of the park like everybody else has done. So Norwich is nothing to play for. They can't play. They only play for their own sanity and just to save face. So we have to win on Monday in order to stay a point ahead of Spurs. That
I
is
agree
just
with
there's no
Glenn. Yeah,
brainer. There's
I
no
agree. Yeah,
brainer.
yeah.
So that is a game we have to win. It is the most important game of our lives as Arsenal Football Club. It's the most important. Like last night was important, this is now the next because we lost. If we had win or drew last night, it wouldn't have been that important. But this is the most important game of our lives as Arsenal Football Club. Wolfie, do you agree?
Look, it's look, it's as simple as that. If we don't get a win, it's over. It's as simple as that.
It's
If we
over.
fail
Correct.
to get 3 points, it's over. That then we only have ourselves to blame. If we fail to get 3 points, we're playing against like as everybody said, it's Newcastle. Playing, it's difficult playing. This is a team that it just shows you what new ownership can do and what a cash injection can do
Yeah.
to a club, a new manager, bringing quality players, spending over 100 million in the January transfer window. I mean, look, they were at once. Everybody said this team is going down. Now they're close to the top half of the table. That's
Mm,
what money does.
mm.
Money, a new vision, a new coach. They got players. I mean, there's a player that we should have signed. That guy, what's the guy's name? Bruno. We should have signed
Yeah,
the guy in
Gamares.
January. We could have signed the guy in January. I don't know why we didn't sign the guy. So if we do not get the results as required for the last two games, the whole world is going to go back to January and ask Edu, why didn't you reinforce? Because there is no excuses. Even
Warren
Spurs,
can.
Spurs reinforced. Look what their reinforcements done.
Yeah,
They up the team. I mean, these
Mm.
guys is now they starting in a Spurs team, so there's no excuses.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
can't be excuses that you couldn't get this guy because of this. They got the guys. They got two guys from Juventus. Easy. We tried a whole season for Arthur. Nothing happened. A whole transfer. We never one guy and another
yeah.
guy.
Okay,
Nothing
that's
yeah,
gonna
happened.
be that's gonna
So
be discussion for another time. What
we
we could have done
so
and should have done.
yeah.
yeah.
So look, we
That's gonna
Monday
help us
is
now with Newcastle.
look. If we look at City, they have also their whole defense out, but offensively they are scoring goals like crazy now. We do not have that kind of players, but we
They've
do
got a
have players
potential
that
to
can
keep the ball.
score.
Correct.
We got the potential to keep the ball. We got the potential to score goals.
Yeah, and
My main worry is one guy. His name is Mikael Arteta.
yeah,
That is my
just to
main worry, and the way he puts out the team, as we just said now, simple things. Play Tomiyasu on the right. There's a danger
yeah,
guy there. Why didn't they play the guy? Those are the kind of tactical things that we need our manager to get spot on. He needs to get it
Yeah,
spot on. You cannot
and
now play with the system. It's no time for playing now. It's time for
yeah.
yeah.
It's
results.
not time. Yeah,
Another thing
true.
I want to just bring in as part of the, I mean, that's important to mention.
Yeah,
As
sure.
build up for the Newcastle game, and it's unfortunately not another popular opinion because no one has said this. Just like I brought up the ill discipline issue, and that's the main reason we lost the game yesterday. We won, we lost three after the international break, and then we won four in a row, right before yesterday's game.
Yeah,
We didn't play well. There's an unpopular opinion. In the four games we won, we didn't play well. We beat United in the first 20 minutes, got all the 50-50 decisions our way. The Chelsea game was like table tennis. We scored another goal more than them. West Ham, completely poor performance by both teams. Very, very poor. West Ham and Arsenal. We won through being efficient. There was
yeah,
no good performances. But no one has ever said that. I think it's almost like people are either one too shy or too scared, or they because they're going to be in a, oh, you're going to be unpopular or you a bit negative. That wasn't good performances. It was poor performances. Leeds United. We
that's the
won that game in
worst.
the first 20 minutes. The
That's
second
the
half was
worst performance.
pathetic.
Mm.
Absolute putrid football. West Ham second half, putrid. We won the game, we were all happy, so no one says anything. And then you come on to the next game and you're thinking, oh, also it's like putting the kitchen light on and magically we'll play well. We were
Yeah,
poor. We've been poor for a while now. So you got to take into one, the performances were poor. Certainly wasn't good last night. And two, like the gentlemen have said or so now, what defensive lineup are we going to have on Monday? That is scaring me. Tavares against what's the guy with the head man? The Saint Maximans and
Saint Maximin.
oh my goodness me. Oh my
That's
goodness.
another red card.
On a Monday night of
well,
all, I mean,
That's
oh my
good.
goodness.
That's good.
Ay, 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 ay.
while we're on those topics, let's just get the scores out of the way quickly. What on your score prediction?
And this is, yeah, I must be honest, and I'll give you my honest. I'm not gonna, give you the no. We're gonna win 7-0. Yeah, my heart says we're gonna win 29-0. My heart says we're gonna win 29-0. My head says we're gonna draw 1-all.
One
We're
one.
gonna
All
we're
right,
gonna draw 1-all. Yeah.
let's leave it at that. Gary, your prediction?
I don't want to. I don't want to do that because I don't want to do that because I mean, here on the reason why I'm going to go with this. Yes, we've lost in bunches, but the one thing that I feel is that we've you look at some of the losses, and we're playing a team Newcastle who's I think those streaks are every time we played a good team we've lost, but I don't see a streak coming to end the season. If I do, I kind of feel like the new contract jinx is in the works. Since we got
Sign
this
the
new contract,
ting.
yeah, he
He
signed the
signed the
thing and then
ting.
he doesn't complete the job. So that's not nice at all. This we keep Arsenal. Arsenal said they had whatever 13 or 14 cup finals, right? That's what was told to us by our manager,
14, yeah.
right? That's what he said. He's not coaching like that. I mean, I always go back to look, Real Madrid down 2 goals with a minute left in a semifinals showed you that you got to play a full 90. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what players, doesn't matter the score. If you don't play for 90, it doesn't matter. And we haven't done that all season. When's the last time we played 90 minutes? We've been lucky to jump ahead of teams and hold on. I've been asking for a stressless game for like weeks now, and it's not happening. We've won 3 games, and I was still stressed about them. This one, I didn't even get a chance to get stressed because basically in 10 minutes, the game was over, right? Newcastle, they might come with something, but I think our offensive players need to show up for the game. As long as we can get the ball out of the back line, everything else, they need to play a really good game because they did not play one against in North London there. So
Our best game was against City on the 1st of January. That's our best game for the season.
But that was for 45 minutes. It wasn't even for a full game. The first 45 minutes, you look at that and you go, if we can duplicate that against anybody, we will have a lead. We haven't been able to do that again, right? Because we played 45 minutes good against Liverpool with 10 men. I mean, 45 minutes were good. 60, 70, 80 minutes, no, we just don't do that. And even 80 minutes doesn't work, right? Because Leeds showed us that down a man, they still have an opportunity. So it's all in the head for us. Arsenal, they need to win. I'd like to see them win. I guess I'm hoping for a win. I don't care how many points it is. They're not playing well. Yes, it's going to be hard because of the injuries and whatnot. But guess what? Play with what you got. Anybody who gets on that pitch has to play. It doesn't matter. And you just have to be smart about it, right? Arteta needs to be smart about how he puts those players out there and in what positions and responsibilities he asks them to do. Because if he tries to do a similar thing that he did with Son and put somebody on him that just can't guard him, Maximum will just go crazy on us, right? If you let him, right? I mean, when we played Newcastle the last time, we were lucky to win that game. They would put a lot of pressure on our back line and just missed some shots. It's the last game of the season for them at home. I think, we need to come prepared. So it's on Arteta. This is why he got that contract. Yeah. Right. It's not because he got Europe. These are the reasons why he got that contract, is for these types of games. He failed on Monday. He's got a chance to do it
coming Monday.
Yeah, on Thursday, but he has this Monday to redeem himself and show something.
So you're not gonna predict any scores that
Arsenal 1-0, because that's and that's, I'm not confident in that at all. I'm not confident in that at all. Not the way we're playing, and not what's put more pressure on Arsenal. We don't like pushback.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Ufi, your prediction?
As Warren and the American Mr. Gary just said there, it's difficult to make predictions with the way we've been playing on our performance, based on our performance. I just hope that the players, whoever is going to put on the Arsenal shirt, whoever's going to touch that grass at Upton, St. James, whoever's going to go on that field is going to play with heart and spirit and desire and passion, but control passion and be disciplined. Be disciplined and know what is at stake. Know what to do and just do the basics. Yeah. Just do the basics. That's all that I'm asking. Do the basics and then we'll win the game. We have the potential and that's it. We got the potential. If we can just, so much is at stake to go play in the Champions League. Who has played in the Champions League of our players? I don't know. I think Granit Xhaka, he played a Champions League match. I think he did.
Oh yes, under
But
Wenger. Okay, but
yeah,
now
but
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
give
go.
us score.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm gonna go. I'm going to. I'm gonna go against myself, and I'm gonna go 2-1 to the Arsenal. You know, we want to be positive. It is still in our hands, so a 2-1. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 victory to Arsenal. 2-1.
2-1 victory.
2-1. 2-1. 2-1.
Okay, that's not a bad score because
Lennon, what do you predict?
that's exactly my score that
Uh,
I predicted.
to
Uh,
Newcastle, though,
no, 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 no. You can't predict against Arsenal at this stage, eh?
right? Okay.
Can't. Yeah, no, my prediction is it's for Arsenal 2-1. So we can't go against our own. We have to stick to our own. Where is that now? Where did I put that now? Here we go.
Um, I don't know if another thing. Just like we heard that. I mean, I heard Saka's name come up quite a bit now. Gary, Wolfie, Lane. I don't know if you guys noticed as well, but and I've been saying this for a long time, and it's probably due to happen at some point because he is a human being after all. But Saka's engine looks, his petrol tank looks
Yeah, he's kished, eh?
empty. It looks empty. He looks like he's got no more gas in
Yeah,
the tank left. He looks
he's
absolutely
kished, eh?
flat out on his feet.
But you
I
know what?
mean,
But you know what? It doesn't. You know what? We don't care. They've got 2 games left. They have to see this thing out. So
I know
either,
it, yeah,
it,
but I mean, that's like, that's spelling out the obvious because we simply don't have a choice. So we know that, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
he's going to
Yeah,
be playing, but just
and it's come on
people
for a
must
long time now, eh?
people
It's
must
come on for a long time.
realize two things in from that. One, that you be expected that the guy disappears in games like he's been doing, right? He's our best player, but he will disappear, which he has. And then the second thing, which I'm hoping doesn't come through, that is when, and Wolfie, you played football as well, you'll know this better than me. That is when you're more susceptible to a serious injury. Your body's completely run down. The guy's been playing for 2 years straight, no summer breaks, whatever. So that is spelling out the obvious, saying that he will play and he has to play. He doesn't have a choice. Arteta does not have a choice. The guy has to play and he will play. But
our,
just just don't be surprised if you're kind of wondering, hey, where is Saka? Did he touch the ball in the last 30 minutes? Because that's what's happening. The he's completely on empty now, unless he swallows extra vitamin tablets and I don't know. But I'm just saying,
No, you're
it's
100%
another,
right.
it's
Yeah.
another unpopular opinion.
yeah, I was gonna say
It's
that.
another unpopular
Yeah,
opinion, but it's really that's literally what's happening.
yeah, I was gonna say that. Can you name a team that has to depend on 5 players under 23?
No,
Like
exactly, no one,
nobody in the world has to do that.
no one. And I think,
Arsenal has
you
created
know,
that. It isn't something
yeah,
that just was natural. They just took over
yeah,
and became the leaders on the team.
yeah,
Stats wise, because they're not ready to lead this team. Mentally and physically right now.
yeah,
But with the skills and the talent that they possess, they've had to do it, and that's Arteta and Edu and the way that they have constructed this team.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
right now, it doesn't matter. All hands on deck. Everybody plays that needs to play. You have to have your best players out there.
yeah,
And if we win this one and Saka can't play the last game, I think I'll
So
take
be
that
it.
if we win this one, because Everton, I think we have a better chance of winning that one, no matter who we put
yeah,
out there, than this one. This one really, this is a cup
yeah,
final. No, a serious
yeah,
cup final. Like we lose this, we lose the cup, right?
yeah,
So everybody who can play plays. If you have to sub players at
yeah,
halftime to make it work, make it work.
Yeah.
But and that's what we need to do. We haven't done that, and we've talked, and Arteta's talked like this is a cup final for the 13th or 12th time in a row now. No, this has to
yeah,
be it. We don't want to wait until Sunday to figure out whether or not we need to win that one and hope that the other team loses. I mean, that just
yeah,
can't be it.
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yes,
absolutely.
guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have gone way over time, but nonetheless, we
I'd
still
like
have
to
a couple
answer
of
this
minutes.
question. I'd like to answer this question, please.
Okay, so that is the question. Who am I?
It is Thierry Henry is one of his best mates. He used to wear that little hair down here by his chin, little bit of long hair. His name
What's
is
his name,
Robert
bro?
Perret.
What do
Robert
you say,
Perez.
Gary? Gary Warren?
Yeah, I would say that's Bobby Perez.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go with whatever Wolfie said. Yeah,
There
I'm not good at
we
this.
go.
You know what? If you would have put he's the attendant at the gym at Colney, then I probably would have got it. But you didn't give us that. He's always in the gym at the Colney, man.
Yeah, it is. Guys, just a couple of motivations for Arsenal, and I hope they could get through to these things. Again, the first quote that I said earlier on is people who take control of their destiny, who believe that whether things go well or not lies in their hands and the choices they make. It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. And once destiny guides you to the position you want, and it's all up to you to hold on. Falling down is not a failure, but failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. So it is all based on where we were for like the last few weeks. It's been on fourth, and now it is in our hands to give up that position. And I
Sure.
hope for the life of me that Arsenal can just go over the line. Oops, that's
You
yeah,
know what?
that's
I keep on forgetting this last name. Gary. Am I,
Gary. Sorry, Gary.
sorry,
Yeah,
Gary. There's a something that I like to motivate myself, and I always like to play it for my son before he plays football. I'm still a player over 40s, so but it's a good motivation. Something that Arsenal should also think about. The movie. Matthew McConaughey he stars in that movie. I don't know if you I don't know if you can help me with that.
How
It's
to lose
a
a guy
it's a
in 10 days. Okay. How to lose a guy in
it's
10 days. Yeah.
a what is it? It's about football. American football with an airplane crashed in
Oh
1950 or
yeah, it's
something.
the
I
yeah
think
I
it was in
know
the 60s.
yeah I know what you're talking about. It was a college team. I believe they were going
It's
on
a
a
true
trip, and
story.
yeah. I don't know the song, but I do know the movie. I don't.
But
I
that is
forget.
a
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
that's a very motivational. It's very very motivational. There's a scene in that movie where it says where it gives this fantastic speech, and I normally look back at that speech before I have an important match or my son plays an important match, just so that they could be motivated and uplifted. I really believe that Arteta and his guys should visit that. Go on YouTube and just go visit that site. Mr. Matters, you two just type in. I'll share it with you after the site, but it is a good motivation. Honestly,
thanks,
it's
thanks.
beautiful.
So what I want to do close out and just the
Sure, go for
positive
it.
message that Glenman gave and Wolfie gave now as well. Um, I think I can go one better. I really like the players and the manager one day to actually see this. So I mean, obviously, yesterday was the game and it didn't go the way we wanted it to go.
Obviously,
Um, but just from the fans and the Arsenal fans. I mean, I was at the pub yesterday. It was completely full house. It went pear-shaped very quickly in the game, like you guys know. But you know what, eh? The camaraderie, the chanting, the singing, and even way long after the game, way long after the game, there was still that togetherness, that brotherhood. That what, even though our hearts are broken, you know, um, the love and passion for the club is still there. I mean, not no
mm,
one is on their own. We all together, and that's something that I think maybe separates us from a lot of other clubs. And
Shalom, shalom.
hopefully one day the manager can actually they can actually have maybe a clip of it somewhere and play it to the players, because once they see that, there can't be a bigger motivation than that to actually, they must have heard about it, that how much love the fans have for the club, but I don't think they've
Mm.
actually seen it in the flesh and blood, like really what this means. And I'm not just talking about the fans inside the UK. I'm talking about the fans all around the world. That's
Around the world, yeah.
thousands of miles away on the other end of the planet.
Yeah.
That even during such a real heartbroken loss yesterday against an enemy, um, that we still have that real passion, and
Yeah.
we still sort of there in our numbers, showing our camaraderie, and that we will not go away, and we in control of our own destiny. And that is something I'm hoping we can send that energy all the way from here, and also from your side, Gary, to the Emirates, and they can take that with them on the bus to Newcastle on Monday. And
Yeah.
like they always say, play for the badge. You play for the badge. You have a chance no matter who or what you are. And
Yeah.
I want to see, even if it is whoever playing left back or right back, forget about that and the tactics and stuff. First
Let's
and
play to have
foremost,
fun.
play for the badge and play for passion. I want to see that in the game on Monday, and then we'll see what happens.
Mm.
Shalom.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
if I just got my last say, and then I'll head out of here. But
Sure.
DWTT is kind of what everybody knows me for, and what it stands for is don't waste the trip. Something I say at the end of the show. If you watch it, basically the message goes, life is a journey. It's a journey. Everybody's going through their own journey. Don't waste the trip. Basically, any opportunities that come towards you, you need to take advantage of them and enjoy the ride. It's got to be fun what you're doing in life, or else what's the point? All right. If you can't smile, then
Yeah.
you need to change it, right? You need to change it because you need to be smiling. That's kind of what DWTT stands for, and that's what Arsenal needs to do. Right, when they get into these games, they need to be able to look themselves in the mirror at the end of the day and say, did you waste the trip today? Did you waste this
Yeah.
journey? Did you enjoy what you were doing? If the answer is no to any one of those, then you know what? You need to change up. You need to do something a little bit different. You need to be able to say that I gave 110%. And that's all I got, coach. Right? That's all I got. And
Sure.
coach should be able to look at you and say, yep, I know it just wasn't our day.
Abs-
I don't think we saw that. Not from everybody. It needs to be 11 players, right? All on the same page. We didn't see that from everybody. Not
Or with
everybody brought
Arsenal,
their.
it should be
Yeah.
all the 10 players. That's
Yeah, we never finish with a full 11, but that's what it stands for. The trip, like I said, it's my show on Mondays at 12:30. I guess it's 12:30 a.m. UK time. I believe that's probably early
UK
morning
time or US
UK
time?
time. That's So it's 7:30
12. So it's 1 o'clock. It's lunchtime for us. Yeah.
okay. So yeah, 12:30 a.m. So early morning for
Oh,
those in
AM.
London.
That's
A.m.
early
for those in
morning.
London.
Sure. No,
Yeah.
that's
So that's 1 o'clock.
1:30 for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Midnight. What's that?
That's
Midnight. Okay.
Yeah, so
midnight.
it's 7:30 in the evening for me, but yeah. So wherever you are, that's it could be right in the right time or not. But that's what DWTC stands for, and that's what I think Arsenal, the way they should try to live their lives. That's what I try to do. The one thing I will say is that I'm not perfect, but if I strive for it and I try my best, then that's all I can ask for, right? So that's what
Cool.
everybody should try and do the best they can with what they got.
Great
100%.
stuff,
Beautiful
Gary. I'll
message.
probably never
Well done,
watch
Gary.
a live show, but I will definitely go check and subscribe and see what's the show about.
Okay, perfect.
So everybody who else sees that, you can also do the same and support Gary. The trip, DWT. Don't waste the trip. Wolfie.
Are you in the nightclubs? Sibyl, you can't be watching at 1 o'clock in the morning, sir, young man. You stop your young life there, sir, man. You gotta sit it down a bit, man. Come on, man. But it's been a pleasure, guys, being on the show once again. Pleasure meeting you, Gary, and your show. I mean, I was sitting here and I'm motivated. I'm honestly, you just motivated me, and I thank you for that motivation. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Warren.
Yeah, Warren.
I love you as
Des comes
as
on every so
always.
often, so yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah,
So I
so
do get some UK. Sometimes it's live, so I know that they're up. But yeah, a lot of times they watch it on replay. So
Tell me, is this lad this? What's he the enforcer again?
The
There's
enforcer,
Jack.
yeah.
yeah,
He's also saying
Yeah,
he'll
that's the
watch it. Thanks,
enforcer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Des.
yeah.
Yeah, show him he couldn't make it tonight, so he had
Yeah,
a family thing.
Is
Yeah.
Dee's not in
Nonetheless,
Newcastle? Doesn't he
he's in
live in Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Oh, is he going
Yeah.
to the
yeah,
game?
he
I'm
lives
assuming.
here.
Oh
So
my word!
Des is so close to Newcastle. So if Arsenal scores on Monday, you'll be able to hear. That's how close Des is. Right, Des? You can show us some live footage from your house there. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for being on the
Right,
show. Thank
cheers.
once again
Shalom, guys. Shalom.
to Warren, Gary, and
Thanks.
Wolfie, and also myself. Des, thank you for your yeah. There he says I do. Stays in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to go out with a red card again for Mr. Holding. So Holding, you bugger. It's all because of you that we have to now face until the last whistle blown. Yes, the man. But anyhow, guys, thanks a lot. Enjoy your weekend, and I hope we have a good evening on Monday night. Warren, you said 1-1. Gary, you said 1-0. Wolfie, you said 2-1, and also I said
Sure.
2-1. So
Sure.
let's see.
Thanks,
Whoever
man.
predicts the score
Cheers.
correct, I
Thanks,
will give
Glenn, man.
him a
Appreciate
handshake.
it.
Right, cool, guys. Thanks a lot and
Ciao,
enjoy,
Gary.
man.
Keep well, Wolfie.
Thank you.
Okay.